Hello everyone and welcome to Sonic's Lost World.
We lost it.
Sega apparently, because now Sonic's found it again. So yeah.
Lose it again?
I guess so. I mean, given all the times they've been trying to bring back the joy of the Genesis games.
I wouldn't mind if this got lost again. We can just drop it. Don't know where it found it. Just go away. Sorry, guys.
It's not even that bad of a game.
Ooh, cutscene time!
So yeah, here's our introduction. Sonic and Tails on their tornado plane, straight from the classics, chasing after Eggman.
Whoa! Can we back up a second? I don't. We can't pause the TV, of course. But can we just say like, wait? Oh no, the animals!
If you insist.
But no, can we just back up a second? And be like, didn't Eggman get trapped in a paradoxical limbo land in the last time we saw him?
Yeah.
Let's just pretend that never happened. Sega certainly does.
You must really love those things.
Shut up, Mobile Cubone. I'm glad you guys are back.
Same. I'm glad that they're back, and oh crap!
Oh no!
Not the tornado!
Ah!
Hedgehog down! Hedgehog down!
Also, yeah, those animals are dead. We're never seeing them again.
Whoa, what's that in the clouds?
What's in the
Oh,
clouds?
hey.
A forced plot element that doesn't really go anywhere, but it does look cool.
I guess so.
More landing.
Wow, we just accidentally discovered a brand new planet.
So as they ride onto this new land that looks oh so familiar, yeah, Sonic Lost World, a game that was released originally for the Wii U back in 2013. Sort of a pseudo sequel to that Sonic Generations with a brand new gameplay style.
Basically,
Which I'm
Galaxy.
just gonna say right now, yeah, by the way, hi. I'm just gonna say right now, I know people are gonna think I'm a deviled idiot for saying this, but I honestly was kind of hoping they would have tried to have expanded on this. Kind of like, you know how when we had Unleashed, and then you had Colors and Generations, which was pretty much taking, okay, let's take what worked and didn't work about this gameplay style and try to see if we can make a better game with that. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't hoping that they would do the same thing with Lost World, because just to get this out of the way, I do think there are a few things that could work well for a Sonic game in this game, but nope, everyone insists that we need to hate it.
Well, honestly, it should be said, Steve. Out of all Sonic's games in his entire career, this is easily one of his most divisive, because there's half of the fan base that thinks it's a pretty decent game, others think it's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
Then there's me.
And guess which side Logan's on?
Yeah, Logan, why don't you explain yourself, you heathen?
I'm just gonna say that after Generations, I just felt like maybe they didn't have to change. I really wish that Sega, especially after how well I like Generations, I wish Sega didn't have to feel like they had to throw everything off the cutting board immediately and start fresh. Especially after realizing how, okay, we're gonna talk about Shallow, how pretty much this just looks like, hey, that Generations game's been getting a lot of good rep lately. Let's just do that. It's like, no, do your own thing. But okay, but I will get. Okay, I'll give some pros and cons. Mechanics about the game. The parkour system is really nice.
I will admit, though, it's a little finicky in the console versions. It actually is better than the 3DS version, but that's like one of the only few credits I can give it.
Are you going for
Yeah.
all red rings?
No, I'm not. I'm just doing it for fun. Yeah, it
okay.
should be said. For this playthrough, I'm mostly playing the PC version, which you can get on Steam for about, what was it, 30, 20 bucks? 30, 40 bucks? Whatever the case. I got that version, played the version, and noticed that they've actually changed a few things from the Wii U version. Like,
Wisps.
oh yeah, they brought back the Wisp from Sonic Colors,
Wisps
and
back.
No reason whatsoever. But yeah, you were saying about changes?
yeah,
That's
but,
again why I'm like,
yeah, ask Sega, because they ask Sega if they want to give an answer.
and more color power. What else? Okay, another thing I will at least say I like the fact that you can chain and power up your homing attack is neat, and that you have two different attacks, a kick and a homing attack.
Yeah, the kick is actually pretty decent maneuver, especially to spice things up with the enemies that actually deflect it. Fucking crab meats. Oh yeah, by the way, Amy and Knuckles are here.
Oh, yeah.
Stay calm, little guy. Sonic and Tails will get your buddies back.
Now this must have been the pod that dropped.
Sonic,
I think.
if you get those
No.
animals back from Eggman,
Just the one container he tossed off his eggmobile.
Oh, I guess it.
Wait a minute. Just the one? Weak.
Oh, Knuckles, stroking your ego again, even though you have nothing to prove.
Yep.
It's so
Take
weird.
the
Oh, no, off he
echidna.
goes.
Take the echidna.
It's kind of weird hearing Sonic Boom's Knuckles coming out of that Knuckles model.
Well, he's been voicing him
Yeah.
since. I guess if you want to be technical, he's been voicing him since Free Riders, so I don't think it's really that obtuse.
Hey, Knights! Oh, can we do Knights, please?
Later.
We'll do Knights later, Logan. Much
I
later.
love Knights.
Knights is a distraction. Sonic Lost World is a priority, damn it.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, here's
Jane.
Omo Chow.
Hey, Omo Chow.
I'm not even gonna say anything.
Don't worry, Omo Chow's actually not a blabbing tutorial like he usually is. He's actually the one that gives you random missions. If you can clear them, you actually can unlock special goodies, which are
Oh, the Hover Wisp is here.
basically they just give you some extras that you can use in gameplay itself. But I'll get to that
Bad
another
Nicks.
time. And now we see the process of Badnik
Poor
production.
little animals. They're just like, no.
I didn't know roboticization worked like this.
Well, it's a lot more tame than what we had back in the day. I mean, unless we forget Sonic Sat AM.
Yes, I
And you are?
I conquered you, didn't I? And with your help, I'll not only rule the
Also,
world,
I'm kind of rubbing a little
finally
bit.
destroy that blue nuisance, Sonic.
Oh, you know, that's Eggman in a nutshell. I mean,
Yeah.
when is he not gloating to himself?
I do want to say real quick, I do know before this game came out, Archie, back when they still had the rights for Sonic, they did make sort of a prequel comic to this that kind of explains Eggman's first interaction with the Zeddy. Weren't really all that.
Yeah.
They weren't really all that descriptive about how he controlled them and whatnot, but it was at least something.
And that's about as
And-
much as you're going to get as to how Eggman captured them in the first place, outside of that certain something we'll
Seamlessly.
show off later.
But also that's Zavik, and if you were expecting some cool depth to his character, you're better off looking at Mephiles.
No.
He's just Bowser if he tried to act like perfect summary of Zappic. He's Bowser if he tried to act like Sat AM Robotnik.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. And somehow they think that he was, even though we killed him.
And proving that no one likes him.
We're going to apparently bring him back in forces.
Technically, both him and
mean-
Zaz actually appeared to one of the last Olympic Games.
And
Yeah.
technically Zaz was in. Oh,
A-game if I want to mop the floor with this funny boy.
this is Zaz. Basically, just think of him like an aggressive Larry the Cable Guy.
Never heard that comparison.
I don't know if I would go
No.
that. I wouldn't go. Larry the Cable Guy. That's the first I've ever heard of him.
Yeah.
A
What the
comparison
heck
thing.
is this? Wait, what is this? This isn't Hover.
No,
You
this,
can hover.
This is yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, that was Gravity or whatever it was called. I honestly wasn't paying too much attention, but yeah, basically
Majora
with
called.
Pokey, you mean? Because that looks like a pokey head.
Oh, it does look like
that looks like the most soulless Pokehead I've ever seen.
Oh, it's going up.
And here's Zaz.
Hey, Zaz.
Charge up a homing attack.
Wait for it. So yeah, this is something that's not going to be immediately evident to many players. You can actually charge up your homing attack.
They do it for 3
Yep.
times as much damage. Sorry, back to you, Jordy.
I was gonna give you guys a little fun fact. This guy was actually voiced by Liam O'Brien, who is
Ow.
now the current voice of Infinite in Sonic Forces.
Current implies he has more than one actor.
You were lucky this time.
Well,
Japanese.
my point,
Currently-
you know what I meant.
I do.
He currently voices Infinite. That'll be interesting. So, as you can see, the Deadly Six, as they're called, are really more of a pushover than all of the build-up this game had leads them to believe.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. I mean, I'll be one of the only people to say I like their designs at least. The characterizations could have been much better. Could have been a little more fleshed out, but That's like the worst I could really give
You know,
them.
it's-
And yeah, their boss fights are clearly pushovers.
I find it funny that you say
Yeah.
that about their designs, because I know before the game came out that a lot of people actually really didn't like how they looked. Well, in the sense that they don't really think they really fit what a character would look like in a Sonic game, which I can kind of see what they mean. They are a little bit generic, but at the same time, it's like... It kind of gets to me where people complain about certain character designs. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, would you prefer if it just looked like Sonic but with different quills or a hat?
I'm sorry, would you prefer if it was Elise or Professor Pickles again?
Oh my gosh.
Pickles, yes. Elise, no.
We don't...
Not Elise.
We forgot about Elise, literally.
Laser! No, actually, there are some theorists that say, I love how I make it seem like it's actually a professional thing. There are some people who theorize that Sonic remembers about it, but just Elise doesn't.
Why would Sonic remember?
Yeah, it's weird.
Because Sonic had more involvement. Sonic had less involvement with Solaris than Elise did. So if Elise was going to lose her memories, it would make more sense for her to lose everything since she had full involvement with Solaris, whereas Sonic had only partial. I realize I'm explaining this more than you probably even care. Oh, that stuff's icky. What is that stuff, James?
It's stuff you should never run over because clearly it's going to slow you down.
Don't.
I will give this. You know what? I will give Lost World this. It does have some nice graphical detail even though they went for a very simplistic art style.
Oh yeah, it definitely feels more toony.
Like this, this is probably the most toony song it's been in a while, and it's not really to a very obnoxious case like say Shadow the Hedgehog, where you literally think Shadow was trying to impersonate Mr. Fantastic.
Whoa!
Mr. Fantastic?
Whoa.
Oh, never mind. I know what you mean by that.
Have you not seen how he tried to do his punching
Okay,
kicks?
for a minute I thought you were talking
Dude's
about...
practically-
Yeah, for a minute I thought you were talking about some other thing.
And again, the chain home attack is cool.
Oh yeah, one other thing that should be brought up. In this game, they actually made it a big deal out of the animal buddies themselves because when you defeat a baddie, they pop out and they actually are tallied to an actual collectible, as you can see on the left. You need to collect you need to free a certain amount of flickies and animals and whatnot in order to actually progress with the game because every fourth act is under a paywall.
You need a total of 5,000 to beat the game.
Yes. Well, in the Wii U version, yes. Thankfully for the Steam version, because they actually neutered a few aspects, they actually did tone down the amount of animals you need to save.
That's good.
And
example-
don't worry, don't worry, you don't have to just do stages. They sometimes have bonus stages to help fluff out the amount you get.
Mostly in the Wii U version, because that's actually something that they decided not to bring back for the Steam version. Because honestly, how do you play those without the gamepad?
Oh, they got rid of the carnival?
Oh, that is true. Okay, and in order to account for that, then that's why they removed the amount you needed.
And as such, that's why I'm also not making as much of a big deal out of the red rings as I probably would have if I was doing the Wii U version. Because those are how you unlock the circus tents, which help you unlock more animals.
Whoa, you missed the bell.
Or 3 more animals, pretty much.
What do they unlock in this game?
Yep.
Red rings? Not much. I mean, if you collect every red ring in the zone, you actually get a Chaos Emerald. Get all the Chaos Emeralds, and, well, you already know the answer to that.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to do that though, aren't you?
No, I'm not doing that. You don't need to be supersonic in order to beat the game. That's purely a bonus.
Kind of not like
Yeah.
what Colors did.
Really?
Yeah.
Only Colors made it fun.
Right. In quotes, yes.
So there we go. We had enough animals. We unlocked the final stage.
Woohoo!
And we cleared another mission. Thank you, Omo Chow.
So we upgrade our items this way.
No, these are just simple, like, how should I put this? They're finite items. You can use them on... See that suitcase on the bottom right?
Yeah, I
If you
was noticing that.
If you click on that, you actually open up your suitcase and you get all these items. Oh, what timing?
Oh, this is a very good timing on our part. It's almost like we planned this, but we didn't.
No, we
Get rid of
didn't.
that.
But yeah, you can discard them
Limited
if you want to.
inventory.
And then if you actually use them in game, they'll actually give you your benefits, like 10 rings, a sonar for red rings, I think, among other things.
Baldy McNose hair.
Hey!
Baldy Mendoza, they kept it.
I may have hated that joke, but I actually don't mind the fact that they brought it back for one-time thing. Like Sonic remembered to call him that. Yeah.
Twice if you want to count Lego Dimensions.
Show this blue pest how you do things.
Well, the Lego Dimensions was long after this.
Oop.
So, all things considered, the problems of Lost World aside, I do like a good chunk of its writing.
I love this part.
Yeah.
Especially the sass from Sonic.
Disrespecting me.
Maybe.
I love that part, I swear. Like, the moment he said, "Are you disrespecting me?" I laughed.
And I love how quick and just how I love how quick maybe he just cut the camera. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hard to believe that this is Nightcrawler.
Funny, because I know the perfect spot to kick you.
Thank you, Sonic.
But now this is part where I kind of find dumb is that like they're like, I'm gonna kill you. Flee to a more convenient place that you could totally kill me. Anyway, and I guess this the other thing is, you're gonna notice that even though this is supposed to totally be like the final boss, the music is still very happy-go-lucky, despite the sense of urgency in that we actually have to fight a boss.
I get the feeling it's kind of like
the water level.
I was about to say, I think it's supposed to be in essence of like, it's how in Sonic CD where you have the boss act and plays the regular stage music up until you get to the boss.
Yeah. Oh, by the
Okay,
way,
so
Less.
I forgot to mention something that I probably should have at the beginning of the video. In this game, you have to press a certain button in order to actually run, otherwise you're walking, and it's stupid. Not to mention it hurts your finger.
Oh, the dash button.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to kill me, but I will admit it was a very, very redundant thing, because most of the time you're running anyway.
Matt, especially, who could not be here right now, but Matt especially thinks that it's a very redundant option, and I agree.
You can also use the other shoulder.
Real quick, how do you think they did?
I just want to say real quick, you can use the other shoulder button to use the spin dash.
And, which, I'll be honest, I think that's pretty much how the run button situation should have just been stuck. Like, just keep the spin dash, because that is technically a faster way of running anyway. So, that I'm fine with. Just the dashing bit. Oh yeah, and the flowers from Green Hill try to kill you.
Well, I was gonna say, I was gonna say, there's another thing I forgot to mention that's actually pretty big, is you can double jump in this game.
Just like in Sonic Colors, though, if I can be perfectly honest, I'll chalk this one up to the 3DS version. They did double jumping better because you actually aren't vulnerable when you do a double jump.
Yay.
That's because you do a
Come
fancy
on.
little flip.
Come
Bounce
on.
jump. Oh, well.
Whee!
Oh yeah,
And
they
again,
add another new feature into this game, and I think this is the only time we even get it. Hardcore parkour, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we mentioned that a while ago.
You get a nice little glow, and
I don't remember.
and you can have some pretty neat features. The game only gets the game only gets hard when it really expects you to like take advantage of them.
yeah, because the parkour in this game is a little finicky. Again,
It is.
another kudos to the 3DS version for actually having a pretty solid parkour system.
By the way,
And
I hate to make it sorry. I was going to say, I really hate to make this kind of a point, but, like, the 3DS version of the game should have been the better version of the two, but they fucked up so many other things that I just find it better to play this version anyway.
not the least of which
Yeah,
being
I understand.
not the least of which being the method of getting chaos emotes.
Jen, what was I thinking?
What the hell did you do?
Sonic heard about
I think he
the
was trying to homie attack, but instead
Sonic heard the mention of the 3DS special stages and couldn't take it anymore.
Oh yeah, those can go suck it.
Whoa.
Oh, but I will say, I do like the parkour system and how they can save your butt.
Oh yeah, though at times it can also be a little awkward, because in order to activate it on Win, you have to hold down the dash button.
What is the dash button anyway?
It's the R button.
Pretty much.
You just gotta hold it down and Sonic can run.
Yeah.
As you're seeing right now.
Would you mind shutting up?
If you're not holding it
that's
down,
okay.
then Sonic just doesn't... If you're not holding it down, Sonic just doesn't press jog.
Well, there's another thing I noticed back there is earlier in this video is that you have your normal spin dash, but you also have a sort of like ready, steady, like you charge up your run and then you jump, and then you like dash forward a bit.
Okay, so funny story about that. With the spin dash button, you can... I think I've already mentioned this earlier, but with the spin dash button, if you hold on to it and then let go of it and you're doing your spin dash and then press it again, fuck! But yeah, if you press it down again after you hold down after you activate it, Sonic can pretty much spin dash indefinitely.
Oh yeah, I've seen that, and that actually can be very helpful, say in the desert ruins when you're on the sinking sand.
See, Sega? Speed is what we want. Speed! Not this jogging shit.
So yeah, and as you're hearing, the Deadly Six will
Talk.
occasionally talk to you during like approaching their stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we should talk about that. The direction that some of the more mature, at least more hinted at, get him. The
Come
more
on, get him,
hinted at
yeah,
bits of
yeah,
dialogue
yeah.
in this game in particular.
Yeah, this game. If I heard correctly, the writers actually had a little more leeway with the scripting in this game, and it definitely led to some of the more questionable
Where'd
lines
he go?
offered in a Sonic game.
Oh, he's behind you
Not to
now.
say that it's bad or anything. It's just like, did they really get away with this?
Right, you're just like, it just makes you feel kind of uncomfortable because it's like you're in mixed company. Going home in a box? That's not a very good image.
That too.
I wouldn't say like...
I think he just said he'll skin us alive. Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
I guess I'd say prepare to die, like just death.
What's even interesting is that some of the more really intense ones actually don't come from the Zeddy themselves, but I think that's a surprise we should hold off on.
Yeah, let's hold off on that.
Okay. Just so you can pick up your own jaw after you hear it.
Alright.
Yeah.
So or what, Tails?
Oh, not to mention one piece of characterization that James and I both agree is really dumb.
Or in James's case, poorly executed.
I know.
So look, fixing a propeller on a biplane.
Wow, he once reprogrammed a supercomputer with a toothpick. Oh no.
That's interesting.
That could work just like a screwdriver, right?
Well, speaking of Tails here, I guess we should probably bring this up. This is technically the last game to have Kate Higgins as Tails, because after this, she's replaced, I mean, with Kalina Shagasi, who is his voice actor in Boom Onward.
Which I don't
Yeah.
mind.
I mean, I'll miss Kate, but at the same time, the replacement is she gets the job done.
Maureen.
Did they explain why she was, replaced?
They never explained why, though.
Did she leave her union?
I'm not quite sure. They never really went in depth with that, but I honestly don't mind because I like Colleen as a voice actress in general, and a lot of people point out that their voices are pretty similar to a point where the change wasn't even all that noticeable at first.
Yeah.
I suppose so, but again, I mean, I was able to notice it, but I'm not going to make a big stink out of it. The current actress is fine. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the first part with Windy Hill. Next part, we're going to go into the next zone, the aptly named Desert Ruins. Till next time, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.